Compassion is something we need to always keep working on and working with. The whole concept of being kind with ourselves and having compassion for our situations. And it's a bit tricky because there's a lot of momentum to not be compassionate. A lot of us have a lot of experience with judging ourselves and with being judged by other people as well. So let's do an inquiry and a resting. This will be more relaxing than inquiry, but we'll keep kind of bringing it in. You can do this lying down if you would like, or sitting up. We'll start by bringing our attention into the body, noticing your body, your breath, your energy, your mind. Be aware of your whole body from head to toes. That could be somewhat unfamiliar, or if you've been doing practices of being in the body and attending within, then it could be very familiar. It's like, okay. This feels the same as it usually does. This feels kind of different today. We have those obvious things, like if my shoulders are up around my ears, I could let that relax. If I notice that my breath is kind of short or being held, I could allow that to be smoother, more continuous. And then there's all of the nuances of how we experience ourselves in our bodies. We'll take a moment to go through individual parts of the body and see what's happening as we're starting the practice. And the way that we can work with kindness and compassion as we're doing a relaxation and an awareness exercise is to really notice as we're going through and paying attention to different areas, paying attention to sensation, to energy, to thought. What is the mind's response? So sometimes when we notice that there's a certain contraction in our body, for instance, the mind kind of recoils. Or it might be something like, I notice that my feet are sore and we think about all the walking we did yesterday. Something like that. So notice as you're inquiring and as you're paying attention that there will be a response to at least some of what you're noticing, and some things will just be kind of noticed and observed without a response. So with that attention in our whole body from head to toes, notice if you're having a response to what you're seeing, and let that be part of the experience. Noticing the physical body, noticing your breath and energy, and the thoughts in the mind. Our particular focus being on kindness and compassion. Noticing what comes up as we're going through this practice around kindness and compassion. Bring your attention to your forehead and your eyebrows. Allow this to settle and relax. The muscles of the forehead can be quite activated if we're worrying about something in particular. The eyebrows often draw down and together. Lift your eyebrows up, let them relax, and let all of the muscles of the forehead become a bit softer. There is a basic kindness just in doing a practice like this. Our bodies really want to be noticed and attended to. This simple churning towards is an act of self-care, an act of kindness. And notice your eyes and eyelids, the corners of your eyes. Observe the breath that's flowing in the nose, the coolness, the warmth, the flow itself. Our breath reflects what happens as we're in any moment in time. If we're feeling agitated, the breath will reflect that as well. And the beautiful thing about the breath is that we can also use the breath to calm down, settle, to down-regulate our nervous system. Notice the jaw and the mouth, tongue, the throat, the vocal cords, the whole apparatus of speech. And allow that to settle. To relax or to rest. There could be a whole inquiry around kindness and speech. But for today, just to let the speech mechanism come to rest. Notice the back of the head, back of the neck, sides of the neck and the shoulders, the arms and the hands. Noticing what it feels like to allow the body to rest. There's nothing that has to be accomplished at the moment. And if that sets up a bit of a flurry of things that need to get done later or things that you feel you should have done, notice that with kindness and with compassion. There's not something wrong with us because thoughts come into the mind in response to something. We could allow that to be there and also allow ourselves to rest. We can pick up whatever needs to be done when we're finished the practice. Often we're more productive after we've had a rest. As you're breathing out, allow your whole system to settle, be really supported by your environment. Bring your attention down through the whole back of your body. If there's tightness or contraction in those large muscles of the back or maybe in the neck, see if you can hold that with some kindness for yourself. We have contraction in that area for good reason. We often don't feel safe or we're tense or worried about something. And when muscles are held in that way, there's an impact of that. They get sore and sometimes painful. And of course, we all would prefer to have a smooth, relaxed set of muscles in our back. And sometimes that's the case and sometimes it's not. So if you have a back that's chronically tight or contracted, see if you can notice that with compassion. To not add a layer of resistance to whatever it is that's happening. Exhale and let yourself settle and release all the way down to the toes. And then bring your attention into the face again. Notice your forehead and eyebrows. Relax the hinges of your jaw, corners of your mouth, the tongue, throat. Notice if there's any energy or sensation in the face or the throat. Notice if it's okay with you, whatever it is that's going on in your experience right now. And if your experience is relaxed and peaceful, and to enjoy that. If there's any tightness or resistance, to notice that with compassion instead of judgment. And if the judgment's there, to notice that with compassion. Continue to breathe. Relax your body as you breathe out. Bring your attention down into your stomach and chest. Notice the front part of your torso. The sides of the rib cage. And notice the movement of your body with your breath. Notice how muscles expand and then they release. Rib cage opens, then it releases. The lungs fill with air and then they empty. Focus your attention for a moment on this process of breathing and movement in your body. And if your experience is that your breath is becoming slower and calmer as you pay attention, then we can enjoy that. If there's any tightness or ideas about something that should be different, notice that and hold that with compassion for yourself. We all prefer those times when we can let go and just fully relax, really rest. Taking some deep, full breaths. Notice how the lungs fill, the side of the rib cage might even move out a bit. Diaphragm comes down, the body breathes. And allow yourself to fully relax and exhale. Let go of any tightening, any contraction, any remaining tension as you breathe out. Let yourself rest. And tune into any sensation or energy that might be present in your chest, your throat, heart center area. Whatever your experience is, noticing that. See if you can bring this atmosphere of kindness and acceptance to whatever it is that you're experiencing right now. Bring your attention as well down into your stomach area, navel center, the lower belly. Notice the movement of the breath and the muscles, and also notice an energy or sensation level as well. What does it feel like to put your attention into the core, between the front of the body and the back of the body, in the area of your navel center, your stomach, your lower belly? Attending to that with kindness. And if things seem unwelcome, or if kindness seems like too much at the moment, notice that with compassion. We all experience that at times. See if you can have some compassion for yourself if that's what's going on for you right now. See if you can let go of any frustration or wanting anything to be different and allow yourself to focus completely on this experience of attending to your body, your breath, energy. And then include your legs in your observation from the hips down through the upper legs, your lower legs, and into your feet. Noticing you could allow your activity to be at a rest. Bring your attention back to your entire experience, your whole body. Notice what your body feels like now. The experience that we have in our bodies changes all the time. It might change on a kind of a big level or on a subtle level, but it's never quite the same from time to time when we tune in. Notice your sense perceptions. Notice your breath and your energy. You can feel the breath as it flows in the nostrils. You can feel it as it moves in your body. And notice the thoughts in your mind. It's natural for the mind to have responses to whatever it is that we're noticing and experiencing. It's also natural for the mind to have things that it's chewing on or thinking about from other times, not during the practice, but from things that are going on in your life. All of that's completely normal. Notice what's happening in your mind right at this moment. Notice if you can hold that in compassion and kindness as well. Even if there's something we wish wasn't happening, or if we were noticing we prefer more calm or less frustration or something. Notice what happens if you just hold that with awareness of this is what's actually happening. This is how I actually feel about it. See if you can hold that with some kindness for yourself. And if you're having an experience of calm and peace in the mind, noticing that. And then bringing your attention back again to your whole body, to the breath, energy, and thought. And notice as well the space in which all of this is happening. The literal space that your body is in, and also the more subtle dimension of that space. The witnessing or observing. All of the layers of silence that are also here. Let go of watching your experience for a moment and allow yourself a moment to rest in the silence. And when you're ready, bring your attention back, open your eyes, and set an intention that during the day you'll come back to this noticing from time to time. Noticing what your experience is and noticing if you can hold that in some kind of softness, kindness, compassion.